Howdy there guys, this is TechSwerve and welcome to another video. In my hands today I've got the Nokia 7 Plus, which is a £349 Android smartphone device that comes with a Snapdragon 660, 4GB of RAM, 64GB of internal storage with SD card slot. It's got a screen resolution of 2160 by 1080 and it's got the new 18:9 aspect ratio. In terms of its camera, its primary camera has a 12 megapixel with f1.75 and its secondary is a 13 megapixel with f2.6 and with 2 times optical zoom, so it's like a telephoto lens. Battery wise, it's got a 3800 milliamp hour battery with fast charge. Now this is a really interesting device because it's one of the Android One devices, which means for about a couple years or so you'll get guaranteed fast updates from Google themselves shortly after they release their own updates to their Pixel devices, which is, I guess, understandable, but still. Turning around the box, again we just have sort of what the details of the phone are, so I'm not going to dwell on that too much. So yeah, let's just crack open the box. It's funny because Nokia have released quite a few phones recently, and the numbering scheme last year have led them to release something that they call a Nokia 6.1, which is really hilarious. But anyway, we're reviewing the Nokia 7 Plus today. So first thing we see in the box is the smartphone itself, which looks really gorgeous. This is the black and copper version. Wow, that feels really good. One of my previous phones to this was actually the Moto Z2 Play, which I thought was a really good premium sort of mid-range device, but I think already this one feels significantly better. I remember watching a Jerry Riggs Everything video on him sort of analysing the structural integrity of this device, and it held up so nicely. So this is definitely one to hold up to. Okay, so if I take off the plastic, damn, okay, that feels really good. The back is a little bit of a fingerprint magnet, but I guess not really. I guess it's just a bit cold, which is why it's showing some of my fingerprints there. I can kind of see this getting a bit grimy with oil with use. The screen itself is an LCD panel, actually not OLED, but I guess you'd probably expect that from the price point of this device. Let's just move that out of the way. Okay, now if we just power the phone on, let's take a look at the boot animation. Let's try that again. There we are. Well, perhaps it doesn't have any charge. There we are. So yeah, it's an Android One device. It's got a speaker grill at the top, front-facing camera, which I believe is 16 megapixels, so you should get some decent selfie shots with that one. Nice little Nokia branding. So yeah, let's just go through the, that's a nice one too. Let's just go through the external sort of specifications. On the right hand side you have the volume up and down rocker with the power button on the right hand side. On the back you've got the fingerprint sensor, your dual camera setup, your LED flash. On the left hand side of the device you've got your SIM injection tray. On the top you've got your headphone jack. On the bottom you've got your USB Type-C, speaker grill, microphone, that sort of idea. So this is how the phone starts up. So what I'm going to do is going to drop in my details and then I'll come back shortly to see how the phone gets on. Alright, let's get back to it. So a couple of things I forgot to mention earlier. In the box you do get earphones, which is nice, and you also get this phone case, but it's not the best phone case in the world. The bumper doesn't really wrap around the phone, so it's not going to offer too much protection. So I definitely recommend you to go out and buy your own phone case, but it is there, so that's a nice sort of freebie. And now moving on to the device once more, I want to just run through some things that I like about the device and some things that I dislike about the device. So let's start with the dislikes. The camera bump on the phone, it's quite pronounced, so as you can probably see from this, it wobbles quite a lot from side to side. Now that can be easily remedied by just slapping on the case, so that's alright. But one thing that isn't so easily remedied is the power lead on the device that it comes with is pretty short. It's only 1 meter long, and I'm the type of guy that kind of likes longer power leads because I just want the extra flexibility, and I don't really like being tethered to a wall at only just 1 meter away. And also the earpiece on the device, it's got this sort of cloth thing going on, and also it's depressed, so it's not flush with the device. And I'm kind of worried that over time that could get filled with debris or like makeup or that sort of stuff. And if you try and pick it out, what will happen is you probably end up puncturing the cloth, seeing as though it's not metal. And also the speakers, the loudspeakers on the phone, it's not stereo, and that's a bit of a bummer because if you're playing video games or if you're watching a video in landscape mode or whatever the case may be, you got to be careful not to actually block the earpiece with the loudspeaker with your palm, because once you do that you're going to lose audio, and that's not good. So now moving on to things that I do like about the device. Now I've played around with it for a little bit of time, and I can say that it's very fast. Now I know it's just early days, but navigating between apps, it's very good. Opening up the Google Play Store, I guess it's trying to, oh, that was Google Pay, not Google Play Store, my bad. Opening up Google Play Store, very quick, very snappy, all round impressed. And the screen resolution as well, it's very good. So yeah, I've also come from the Galaxy Note 8, and the screen resolution of that is phenomenal, but this one doesn't really make me miss it at all. You know, it's still plenty good enough. The speakers as well on the phone are loud enough. They don't sound too tinny at loud volumes, so yeah, they're really good. Some software features that it comes with as well are gesture controls. Now you have to set this up in the sort of settings, but you can swipe down on the on the fingerprint to reveal notifications, swipe up to hide them once again. You can, if you're getting a phone call, you can turn the phone over and it will reject the phone call. Or also if you're getting a phone call, you can just pick the phone up and it will mute the phone, so you can just answer it without it still ringing. You can also double tap the power button to get to the, double tap the power button to get to the camera. So that's a nice little shortcut. And also when the phone's off and you pick it up, the screen should go on. Didn't do that, let's try it once more. So yeah, pick up the phone. Anyway, it has a feature, lift to check notifications. Oh, there we are, it did it then. So yeah, it's a bit temperamental, I guess. It doesn't work perfectly all the time, but I think also actually I was accidentally touching the fingerprint reader on the back, so I guess it was trying to log me in with just a tap, which it can't do. It's not that, the fingerprint reader isn't that sophisticated. But yeah, let's try it again. Yeah, perfect, worked first time. So yeah, that was my fault. So yeah, at this stage, if I did have notifications, there would be a pair there. As you can see, the clock was showing, and that's it in that situation. Finally, actually, the fingerprint reader was pretty fast. I mean, it's not market leading, it's not as fast as my Note 8, from my experience anyway, but it'll get the job done. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about regarding the device. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.